Welcome, Gummers, to another Danganronpa. You are here with Gumma. As you guys know, we did the previous class trial in which we were convicted of doing a murder which we so did not did. And unlike that time we accidentally did not totally hit that guy while we were drunk, we didn't do it. So we got fucked anyway. Oh fuck, can I say fuck? Oh shit. Okay, so let's just get into it. You know where we're at. Okay, so we are totally stuck here in a trash heap, and this is fucked. Okay, let's just check out what the hell's going on in the garbage. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? Well, we are in a trash heap, so it wouldn't be unusual for this to happen. Aoi, Kyoko, I hope you threw me some food. If you didn't, I'm putting you in the same pile as Byakuya. I carefully stretched my hand out towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
The fuck? A giant piece of trash. Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
Kyoko, you got cup goku on your, you know what? Never mind. Just, yeah. Kyoko!
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. Well, that's what happens when you don't throw me food for about a day. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. Yeah, a lot of fucking help you were at the class trial. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage on your head. I love that. Payback's a bitch. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, and then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. So, out of the limitless supply that you have in the kitchen of food, you bring me a bottle of water, thank you, and 2 pieces of bread buns. At the very least, you could have cut the bread buns, put some margarine or olive spread, maybe some ham, maybe some cheese, maybe cut some tomato, onions if you're feeling good about it, and made me a frickin' sandwich. Because right now, all I have is empty carbs and water. After a day of eating absolutely nothing. But, you know, like most girls in this generation, I can't really expect you to be able to even make me a sandwich. Because that would be totally sexist, even though you just almost got me killed. Wait a minute, you would have definitely got me killed was it not for the AI program, which literally saved my ass. So, this one time, I can honestly say, you should have made me a sandwich. Yeah, Makoto, tell me about it. Thank you! Fuck you, Makoto. Fuck you. She should be thanking us, because the alternative would have been her being dead. And I don't think Alter Ego would have saved her, because obviously Alter Ego doesn't give a shit about her. Alter Ego liked us, not her. No homo. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Or you could have just said you ate it. Phew, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. What about some proteins? Okay, whatever. So you still haven't given up then? Obviously not. Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Like, okay, fine, I'll talk to you again. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? I don't know. Maybe she felt bad about the fact that she almost got me killed.
So...
To pay a debt. Or no, to atone. That's more like it. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. Oh yeah, this is the alternate reality where we didn't pursue the lie. Makoto, play this one out pretty cool. She owes you a lot more than just some bread and water. And don't say it was nothing. I'm a bitch slap you. So, you knew that I knew. Obviously.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. Yeah, you didn't. I abandoned you. Yeah, you did. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. Makoto, shut up. The adults are talking. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. That's exactly what you did. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. Yes, that is exactly what you did.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but... there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Of course, if that helps you sleep at night, sweetie. Let me guess, you didn't get much sleep last night, which is why it took you a whole day to come down here. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. Acquire knowledge? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. Why do we even have to right-click? If the entire conversation ends if we do not right-click, why not just make it a segment? Is that to try to make it feel like we have a choice?
Correct. In other words...
So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right, at least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible! Amnesia! No, that's the other game. Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory! But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. Why didn't they just fudging kill you? Like, seriously, no one would mind. Like, no one would know. You just do a quick stab in the back and sweep. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What? Well, Sakura-chan was a mastermind spy, so why is that such a shock?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal, it's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind? One of us? If she believes that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
Okay, she's got a point on that one, but she still let us die. So... hate you. That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. Yeah, you needed a distraction. You needed a meat shield. You needed someone to get whacked over the head by Monokuma. You needed someone for Monokuma to try to murder. And of course, you needed someone for the murder to be pinned on so you could save your own skin. Great. I love. Thank you for the honor of letting me be your doormat. Letting me be your carpet. You know, teamwork is essential. It gives the enemy someone else to shoot at. Thank you, Kyoko. I thought we had something, but clearly you don't give a shit. It's like, oh, I got my mission. It's like, screw you, Naegi. Screw you too. But why me? Oh, I don't know. You were the easiest one to convince and control. I mean, who else in the freaking group would just keep their mouths shut, you know? When you clearly were on the chopping block, it was either you and me. Makoto would be the only one that would keep his mouth shut. Byakuya would fucking betray you like that. He wouldn't give a shit. Hiro's too freaking stupid. Aoi? She'd probably betray you too, just because she'd think that's fucking unfair. She'd go on impulse. Toko, man, you cannot trust Toko. You cannot trust the serial killer. So, it's called the process of elimination, Naegi. You were the easiest to manipulate. Because among everyone, you were the least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition. Oh, great. So we're the most fucking incompetent too. Great. You just drive that nail in, darling. But, oh, I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. Obviously not.
I understand.
You understand nothing.
I should understand everything.
Yeah, but you don't.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's a warped goal. Ugh. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen? I don't know, maybe you bumped your head when you fell head first, like 50 meters.
Listen.
Are you okay? No, I just hit my head on the fall, and how am I not dead yet? Oh yeah, it's nothing. I just got a concussion. I probably have some internal bleeding in my skull. It's just a cerebral brain hemorrhage. Nothing bad. If the pressure doesn't actually get out of my skull, I'm gonna bleed from the inside. It is nothing, right? Well, Makoto, why don't you just use Google to self-diagnose and you'll probably find out that you have cancer or something.
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? Of course you do! I just literally died for you. Like, quite literally, I would have died. We would have died for her. Of course you trust us. She should be trusting us unfucking conditionally right now. But here's the thing, right? Can we trust you? No, we can't. We know that we can trust you to the extent that as long as we're going along with your plan, everything's sweet. But when it comes to survival, you fucking backstab us in an instant. Even though you could have pinned this on Byakuya. Did you? No. Why? Because that would have been potentially too risky. Byakuya could have gotten out of it. Toko would have always sided with Byakuya, which means you would have to convince myself, Aoi, and Hiro, but it was that much easier to convict Naegi. So you went with the safe option and saved your own skin. Fuck you. Fuck her. Fuck that. I thought we were cool. Not cool. Could have backstabbed Byakuya. I would have went along with it in an instant. Fuck Byakuya. No one would miss Byakuya. I don't think anyone would miss Byakuya. Who gives a shit about Byakuya? Or even Toko. We could have pinned it on Toko. She was the one that ran for the mask. Fucking pin it on anybody. Pin it on freaking Hiro. He's the stupidest dumb fuck here. There's no way he could have been able to contest it. Fuck it. Fuck it. By the way, I am certain that if we wanted to pin it on Byakuya, we could have. My reasoning for this. He was the one that got everyone up. Well, I mentioned this a few times, but he got everyone up in the morning to dismantle the Monokuma. which means he could have been the one to kill the body, he could have been the one to stash it, you know, all this sort of stuff, and he could have basically, you know, planted the bomb as well, like all this good shit. But... And another thing, if it was us, how the fudge could Makoto grab the bomb from the gym, put it on the body after it was dismantled to blow the fudge up? He couldn't have, because he was with someone the entire time. But, you know, all that aside, fudge it. Fudge it. Screw you, Kyoko. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others. Used to stepping on them.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. The nerve on this girl. Honestly, I was convinced. No, you shut up. I think that's just her personality. That's your rationalization? That's her personality? That does not just... Oh, you know what? Screw it, Naegi. Screw it. I don't give a shit. The way things are going, you're gonna get out of this alive just because you're the protagonist. Hate you, Naegi. Why did this conversation just end? Does it make any sense? You said you had a reason for doing all the investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Oh my god, no one had been able to figure out what her special ability was. I don't know, she's able to figure out cause of death and investigate crime scenes at a near professional proficiency. I wonder who can do such things and is comfortable around dead bodies. She's either a serial killer, but no, we've already got an ultimate serial killer. Let me guess. Ultimate detective. You mentioned your ability. My ability was what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Oh, wow. Whoa, shit. Shit. Holy crap. Oh my god, I never saw that one coming. The girl that literally figures out every single class trial in about 60 seconds is the ultimate detective? Who could have seen that one coming? The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Well, that fucking explains a lot, doesn't it? Nani?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Oh my god, the whole sob story of why I'm such a sociopath and I've got daddy issues, which means I can't trust any man around me, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way! Huh? No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter what the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what the fudge is going on? My memory hadn't come back at this point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Didn't you say that before you snuck into the headmaster's room? Plot hole, anyone? Then what did you see in there? I don't know.
So...
The room had been ransacked, the shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. Seriously, what is the second floor of the dorms? I have no idea. But why there? because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map.
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and the key. And we just so happen to have a map of Hope's Peak Academy when we press the tab button the entire game. Wouldn't it make more sense to let us not have a map so we are confused the entire time, so that sort of brings us into the mindset of, you know, what it would be to be stuck in such a situation? I know, that would just be me personally, but I guess it would make it hell to play the game. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use, so some of the staff had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like, that part of the school I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we'd ever imagined. What do you mean by that?
so...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important, and really ominous. This is like the fourth time I have to continue this conversation. Kirigiri, can we just, like, get on with
However.
this? Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras and no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. Obviously not. I know you. I know, you're right. But that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed? Which got me killed!
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? Then why the fuck did the mastermind try to stab me in my sleep? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Okay, fine, you saved my life and then you sacrificed me for yourself. You wanna call it even? You wanna call it even? You wanna make it even? Fine, we're even. You saved me, I saved you. You make the worst sandwich known to man, we're even. It could have been, I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Damn straight I do, my balls are still blue afterwards. Do you mean during the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. Makoto. When a girl says something like that, fucking run, dude. Fucking run and do not look back. Fucking run. Run. Like, fucking run. The footsteps of the god of death? Fuck that shit, dude. Out. Too much. Bad. Red flag. Red flag. Run. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. Fuck that. Out. Fucking out. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this,
Anyway,
which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the master assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have the conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Yeah, because he hasn't stabbed Junko and hasn't attempted to blow up Mondo. And who else has he tried to kill? Oh yeah, tried to kill me. Talk about following the rules, right? Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed a class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. You know, for once I am not happy to hear that coming from a girl. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. Let me guess, you need another distraction. The identity of the other ultimate despair. And cue the music, there's a second one. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I find it unbelievable that a school educating the cream of the crop would use those words to describe an event. But whatever. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair?
It would seem
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're,
Indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. Ooh. And that is our real enemy. Well, if your real enemy is despair, you're in for one hell of a fight. You can't kill an idea. 100-mile dash, pain of junk food junkie. The end. Ah, there's still 6 of us. To be continued. Oh! Is that a dildo? Dude. That looks like a... That looks like a form of dildo with the top a Monokuma dildo. Dream Island Rocket. Yeah, I'm sure you call it that. Why don't we just give it to Toko? She's clearly the one that would enjoy it. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. So the mastermind's true identity is a group of individuals. Great. Just great. Am I the only one that thinks that this has a similar story to Battle Royale, but not only that, The Condemned? You know that movie where they get death row inmates and they put them on an island to kill each other and they broadcast it to the world. And the organization in charge of it starts killing each other, you know, at a whim to make more money because, you know, that's what people do. They backstab each other. Seems to be no loyalty in this world. Our enemy has finally been revealed. So you figured out that it's a group of people. Congratulations. It took more than one person to set this up. You would think so, wouldn't you, Naegi? Oh, chapter 6.
Anyway.
But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come later. Yeah, you're right. Can I go to the door now? Rattle, rattle. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. And obviously, it involves talking to Kyoko. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I wouldn't part with it. How does this fucking key that looks like it's from 100 years ago with only 2 little things open any door? A bump key would need more bumps than that. Whatever. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Worst bump key ever. Oh, look at that old style lock. Hey, Kyoko, can we use that key of yours to open this door?
It's true.
Let's find out. And if we can't, we are completely fucked. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... yes, it opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go! Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Yay! Why did we spend those unnecessary 15 minutes in the garbage pit talking when we could have just opened the door? Finally, we were free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Ooh. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Oh my god, that is my favorite thing. It was like, Danganronpa. That was ultimate. That was so cool. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. And of course I went first, because even though she almost killed me, I still cannot look up Kyoko's skirt. You at least owe me that much, Kyoko. At least. But for obvious reasons, it has been darkened out. Whatever. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. I don't even expect you to. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm kind of getting nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you were the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? I mean, you're only in high school, which means you're about 14 years old? How long?
So...
ever since I can remember. You're 14. Not even. High school starts at 11, 12 years old here. Well, I'm guessing since it's high school in Japan, it's the final 4 years, which means you're 14. You're a 14-year-old detective. I came from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. I thought your dad was a school principal. Explain that one. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Well, shit. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Okay then. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride, huh? That explains that. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her, because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family. Or maybe she was going undercover because she didn't want her dad to find out. And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Why? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I wanted to talk to my father about.
However,
there is something I wanted to say to him, though. Why? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I wanted to sever all ties with him. Do I even have to say it? That right here is the most twisted logic ever. Oh, I haven't seen my dad for years. I bet he doesn't even know where I am. I need to find him, to tell him I want nothing to do with him. Fuck it. I'm getting a drink. Okay. I am sort of back from my drink. I am going to pour myself my drink. Yes, it's all white. Like the whitey goodness of everything. Yay. It looks like everyone just invited themselves to my place to drink on Saturday. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Best friends ever. Okay, so I just have to ask, and any females watching, don't take this the wrong way, but what is it with women and having to have the last word? No, quite literally. Daddy abandoned her for years. No contact, no letters, no late birthday presents, no Christmas cards, no emails, no carrier pigeon message deliveries, no tweets, no Facebook tags, nothing. Clearly, he probably wants nothing to do with her. She's got her own career as a established detective at the age of 14. And her entire reason for going to Hope's Peak Academy is to see her daddy face to face to let him know, I want nothing to do with you. That has to be textbook, I want to have the last word. It's almost like he's forgotten all about me, so I'm going to remind him that I exist just so I can tell him that I want nothing to do with him in some sort of attempt to make him feel bad because it's obviously bothering me. If you really don't want anything to do with him, you would just let it go. But obviously you cannot because there is a thorn in your paw, and the only way to take it out is to be like, I want nothing to do with you. See, it doesn't bother me at all. When it obviously does. I don't understand that. Why? Like, ladies, please explain to me. Why does this happen? It happens with my mother, it happens with my auntie, and it happens with just about any female I ever talk to. Why does this exist? Not being sexist here. I'm legitimately trying to understand why does this happen? And I know I'm generalizing. I'm sure not all women do this. I'm not saying all women do, but this is one of those stereotypes that is everywhere. In TV shows, in games like this one. Like, even guys saying women always have the last word. Why is this? What is the point? Like, I don't understand the practicality of it. Are you trying to get back at someone? Or are you just trying to soothe your own sort of, whatever's bothering you? Is that sort of thing? Are you doing it more for yourself? Or are you just trying to get back at someone? Because I honestly don't understand. I mean, I've even got a female dog, and she sometimes does things out of jealousy on purpose. I'm not saying that male dogs don't do this, but female dogs are known for being a lot more jealous than male dogs. If I had a male dog, he wouldn't go and poop inside my room when I'd ignore him for a few hours. So that's why I call her cheeky. Because she's a cheeky little shit, that's why. So, yeah, why the fudge does this happen? Anyway, let's continue with the Kyoko show, because it's obvious that this video is going to be about Kyoko's daddy issues, and obviously Naegi is the farthest thing from a father figure you can ever get. He is like the little brother figure at best, and I doubt Kyoko is going to go mother a little brother figure. She needs a daddy figure or whatever the fudge, because the daddy issues of this girl are freaking unbelievable. I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future.
However,
but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. Here we go again. Last word on the subject. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell, that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. Yeah, in the last few days of knowing her, we have seen how expressionless she is. The only expression she has is "Ugh!" and "Ugh!" So, I don't know. It would have been one of those two. And more emotional. I don't blame him, He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. But there's one thing I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But you're family, to just cut him off like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. And as they say, blood is thicker than water. Apparently, Kyoko, you haven't seen Daddy for, I don't know, almost a decade? And it's still bugging you? I'd have to say there's a little more than just a blood connection. Maybe just a little bit of, I don't know, hope or, as they say, anger is just pain given form. And you seem a little bit angry about Daddy. Must hurt. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Okay.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Well, given by your track record of friendships and trust, I don't think you're gonna get any family anytime soon, honey. only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Naegi, for once you picked the correct response. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence while she kept talking. And after I didn't know how long, we finally reached the top. Finally. And it was locked. And we forgot the key downstairs. So we were fucked. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Host Peak Academy waits for us. I'd like to point out that no lock is visible on this side. So if I see a lock on the other side of this fucking thing, I'm going to assume that no one locks it. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground floor near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well played. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed up against the hatch. If they didn't unlock it, we would have been fucked. The hatch opened with ease, and so... here we are, bitches. Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of here. Now we're back in Host Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of here without you. You never would have been in this situation if it wasn't for her. Stop thanking her. But she did save my life, so we're even. No thanks necessary, I was just returning the favor. Like I said, we're even. And you're not getting a Christmas card. Fuck that. So what's the next step once we get out of here? I should ask Kyoko. Wait a minute. That camera is pointed that way. Which means no one knows that we're here. So Monokuma still doesn't know we're back. That's good. He thinks we're dead. Next step is, Kyoko, you get us somewhere safe so Monokuma doesn't realize I'm back. I can go investigate while he thinks you guys are all alive. Okay? Cool. That's the plan. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you help me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then,
Now let's just get a concrete answer. What?
in other words,
Let's go ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Why the fuck would we do this? He thinks I'm stuck in the garbage room. That's good. How about you sneak me out of here without him realizing? I get a free pass. You even said yourself the second fucking floor has no cameras. Put me there. Ikusaba, or whatever the fuck his ramen's name is dead. No one's gonna back me over the head. What's the problem? Why are we gonna go ask Monokuma? What, you're just trying to get me killed now, aren't you? What, you wanna go argue with Monokuma now too to prove a point? Jesus Christ. For someone who's a detective, you're the least logical person I've ever met in my life. You're pure emotion. Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. We don't know that yet. We don't know until we try. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera, which was clearly pointed at the other end of the room. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. Mastermind is ensnared? I don't know, mate. He just made a fake try to get us killed. I said something like that before. What does it mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. Why don't you just confirm it yourself and leave me out of it? And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. Negotiations? You're implying that we have any leverage in this situation. You're the hostage. What leverage do you have? Ah, shit, I'm leverage. You bitch. I'm still a little super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Fuck it. Let's just do it anyway. Screw you. I'm gonna go see if anyone else is around here. Just because I want to say, sup guys, I hate you all. Anyone here? Anyone at all? Where is everyone? Would you look at that? It doesn't even let me go anywhere else. Watch this. It doesn't even let me see the upstairs parts of the school. This is locked. Why the fuck is this locked? Getty's blocking the stairs. Wait, she's got the key for this shit. Open it up. I want to see if I can go anywhere else.
Shall we go?
We need to go to the gym to Monokuma. I hate you. I freaking hate you, Kyoko. I so hate you. I hate you and this purple room. Kyoko, you ruined purple. You ruined purple for me. Whenever I see purple, I'm gonna think Kyoko. Every time I see Mewtwo, I'm gonna think Kyoko. It's horrible. God, I'm worried that while I'm sleeping, I'm gonna say, fuck you, Kyoko, and my girlfriend's gonna be like, who the fuck is Kyoko? And I'm gonna get murdered. Like that last scene in School Days. That shit's gonna happen. Hey! Kyoko! I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You're supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you out?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule.
Making me angry!
So now I'm gonna punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. But technically I'm not the guilty party, so you're not following your own rules, you dick. Kyoko, a little help here? Do whatever you feel you have to. You... That's it. Screw you. I regret going on those dates. I regret giving you those presents. I should have just gone out with Hina. She's too stupid to stab me in the back. What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing. I should have let you die.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. Fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna just let this play out.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Oh, I don't know. He tried to stab me in my sleep. What gave you that idea? Oh, what? No rebuttal?
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid after you'd killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now there's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Just say it like that! What is this, a comedy routine? To make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I'll guarantee I'll find some. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're baiting Monokuma.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he would never have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love so much to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. You're full of shit.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. How do you even know this is live? He could be editing it! You're playing this on the chance that it's being streamed on Twitch? God damn it, she gambles a lot with other people's lives, doesn't she? This looks like whale sperm. Eh. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope. She's baiting Monokuma.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making all this up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again, and then this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Despair, get it?
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. I gotta write that down. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for bear jokes. Wait. Where's my pen? Okay. Okay, so we got very interesting. Stupid pen, work. Very interesting. Now, what you suggested might be plausible. Oh my god, this is gold. Plausible. Now, what you suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax. Honey of a climax. My god, this is gold.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Unbearable. And then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Prepared. Shut up, I'm a Ninja Kuma, I need this shit. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory? Despair equals despair. Wait, why don't you just say despair? D-I-S bear. Idiot.
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grizzly of a showdown. One final grizzly of a showdown. My god, this is gold. He agreed? And we still have a shot at this.
Bear it!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
Guys,
So for this final face-off, we'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. Buried, I gotta write this shit down. Buried equals buried. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school, if you can do that.
I can barely contain myself!
Then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. Qualify? Koalas are not bears, you numbnuts!
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good. Let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? Why didn't you say despair? Ah, you missed out, Monokuma. We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. For sure! Oh my god, that is gold. My god, this is amazing. This is like the greatest day in Kuma history. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just closing my thing. I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious, I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a fair trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations. Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But okay, enough puns anyway. Here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began. Are those 16 students... What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go quiet all of a sudden? Are those 16 students what?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking, I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone, get out of here. Okay, I'm going, You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment. Overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay, honey. I'm just gonna leave the psycho animatronic bear in the gym. Monokuma's unstable laughter seems to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. No, but seriously, he's mentioned something about 16 students. I could hardly believe it, but somehow ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things worked out better than expected. Yeah, sure, they worked out better than expected for now. Which means if we don't figure shit out, we're dead. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. No, you're not. She used you as a freaking bargaining chip. Do you not realize this, you stupid human carpet? Okay, let's recap. Monokuma said something about 16 students? And then he said something like, are they all? Are they all what? He said that only 16 students walked into the school since the killing game began. Mukuro Ikusaba is one of them, and the other 15 would naturally be the other 15 that we had. But if only 16 of the students walked in since the killing game began, does that mean that the 16 students are the only students in the school? And there's no one else in the school. So that would mean Mukuro Ikusaba is dead, 15 left. Sakura is dead, she's gone. That's 14. And someone out of the 14 is the despair. Or does that mean Monokuma and whoever's controlling him, the mastermind, has been here since before the killing game started? That is the key question. Because it comes down to whether or not the mastermind is one of the other 15 students that is not Mukuro Ikusaba, or if the mastermind has been here the entire time, or if it's a mixture of both, in which case things get super confusing, and how the fudge are we supposed to figure that out? Shit. Be sure to give it a like, let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I'm really curious to see what you guys think, and I hope you guys didn't mind me going off at Kyoko and Makoto for being a human carpet. That's just kind of how I feel in this situation. Because I think we can all admit that Kyoko was a dick in this situation. I mean, really. Oh, sorry. That's me, my said. So yeah. Anyway, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Oh, I'm guessing you guys already have. You know what? Do me a favor. Share with your friends. Thanks for sticking along for so long. I mean, this series is, oh my god, so long. But thanks for sticking around. Anyway, let's go talk to Kirigiri, who obviously is gonna solve the mystery. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Straight off the bat, he becomes a carpet again. Fuck. This is unbearable. Monokuma's jokes.
However,
don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Well, look on the bright side. This time, if you fail, we all fail. Not just me. Though, I regret we didn't kill Byakuya off because, you know, he got the last 3 class trials wrong. Speaking of the dickwad, let's go say hi. Yeah, that's true. But still, I'm glad it worked. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal and whether or not you would be killed. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because
It's still all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. Okay, time for you to explain that one. So, when was it when the mastermind let down the guard?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
it would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If the stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody. What about the motivation? You know, the whole videotape, the 10 million bucks, the secrets, all that sort of stuff.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other, and to show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. And for the money! This would be the highest watch pay-per-view in the world. Even more than that Mayweather other guy fight where they were dancing in circles and they got $300 million for that. That was bullshit. This is why I never watch boxing. They're fucking ballerinas. To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's a pretty bold statement. That's their goal, is the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous!
It's true.
Why would anyone see a bunch of students in a pompous, prestigious school killing each other as, oh my god, I am in despair, I am totally depressed now, because these kids in this government-funded school that are cream of the crop end up killing each other? Most cream of the crop students end up being sociopaths and psychopaths anyway. Have you not heard of that kid in the US that was arrested? He hit someone with his car, put the body in the trunk, and when he was caught, he said, oh, I have affluenza, which means I'm literally too rich to know the consequences of my actions, and got off. It's a literal thing. It's called affluenza. It means when you are so affluent that you lose touch with reality. Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, just look at Byakuya. Like, literally that. Except just a little bit more stupid. Well, he got the last 3 class trials, so roughly Byakuya. Thinks he knows everything, doesn't know everything. You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led the mastermind to revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more practical than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. Except that time they snuck into my frickin' room with a knife. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. Huh.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove to the outside world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they've violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge? Of course! The only risk you took was our life!
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Told you. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. You're right. Anyway, still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. Using my life as a wager. No doubt.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. You want to share some of the spoils with me? She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, representing a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? You got that right. Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However...
Right, you are pathetic. Anyway, we can't relax just yet. He's watching on the cameras and I just admitted everything. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
Correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it will cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
Hey.
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Byakuya that keeps getting shit wrong, Aoi that doesn't get anything right, and Hiro that's smoking pot all day. Yeah, we really need their help, don't we? Work together with everyone?
However...
Is that really possible? Huh?
Anyway,
right now we have to go off find the others.
Shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Wait a minute. Do I have all the presents? No, I don't. I'm still missing a few. I've clearly got the majority, but I'm still missing out on a few presents. Do I really even need them? Oh, wow. So if we get these after the end of every class trial, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's 16 more things to get. Holy crap. That must mean there's like 16 more rewards to get. There must be like 16 more events or something. I remember at the last class trial they said, hey, you're through halfway of the game. Well done. Well, that must mean that there's still another half of the game. Wow, this is amazing. This is a pretty long game. It's pretty cool. Okay, Kyoko's here. No one's here. No one's here. No one's here. And apparently Kyoko's here. So no one besides Kyoko is here, and I can't see Kyoko. Because that makes perfect sense. Okay, seriously, where the fudge is Kyoko? Like, seriously, where the fudge is she? Like, legit, where is Kyoko? Fuck it, I'm just going to the kitchen. And suddenly we were greeted with, see, they're in the freaking kitchen. Skurg adwagvs anji slash hash. This is like that thing that happens in Amsterdam when you go to Wandersex.
Say for it. What is that? That's not a word. That's a Flugen Kingen Kylan. Flugen. Ow! 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 Flugen! Ow! 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 Oh, Flugen Genjin Holland.
Did you say Flügelkämpfheimler?
Yes, yes. For the love of God, Flugen Heimler.
Are you sure?
Yes, please.
As you wish.
Bring on the Flügelkämpfheimler!
Wait, what? Uh-oh. No. I didn't say Flugelkämpfheimler. I said,
You again. That is 103.21.225. This is like MGS2.
I hear it's amazing when the famous purple stuffed worm in Flapjaw space with the tuning fork does a raw blink on Harry Carey rock. I need scissors. 61.
Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Agr 3 for some Sen attack under 61. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah.
Is that Makoto?
Why is Toko happy? Hey there, big boobs. I missed you too. Is that a C? Double C maybe? Boing, boing, boing. Why? I'm a boobs type of guy. I like boobs and asses. I'm a tits and ass man and I cannot lie.
You guys!
Hey guys! What's up? You just killed me. Yeah. How's that going?
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
No shit.
you survived?
Yeah. Wouldn't you know it?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
How about fuck you?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
And if I was, I would haunt you especially. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Fuck you. What? Wait, what's that smell? Oh, I don't know, Byakuya. I've just been down the garbage chute all day.
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. Fuck you too. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. I assure you, my dog does not smell like this. Go away. Shoo, says the girl that hasn't taken a shower for 2 weeks. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Screw you guys.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. What we have to tell you all, Kirigiri. What we have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? Fuck you. Fuck you. No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you dickwads.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
Wait, you're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right, it was all an elaborate trap. Contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time, and did what he had to do to stop it. By lying over and quietly getting killed.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? Make it sound like it was easy, I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? Yeah, in my life.
correct.
How very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. Man, you were always going to be in the dark. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it later. Wait. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now? Well, obviously we sacrifice you to the devil first to get us out of this. Because the devil would love to have your blood. Oh, sorry. Why did I just say that? I don't know.
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. I can't stay mad at you two. I mean you. But there's nothing more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding this school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything yet, right? Oh, good for you. How about you just sit in the corner and leave it to the adults?
Anyway.
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this one, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Which is why you'll be sitting this one out.
I hate you.
Hey! Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I did. Fuck you. I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here with Master. No, screw you. You have no rights. You don't have an opinion on the matter. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. That's the spirit. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. Right, gang? Damn it, Scooby-Doo. I wish I had Scooby. Because Hiro would be Scruffy, you know, that guy that's always smoking weed with a thing. And you would be the hot one. No, wait, Aoi would be the hot one. Toko would be the one with the glasses that everyone wishes died. Byakuya would not be the hot one. The hot guy, the jock, because he's clearly not attractive. I would be the jock, because of default. And Byakuya would be... fuck it, I haven't watched Scooby-Doo, I don't remember the cast. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. Oh, great. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach. Yeah, I read it correct. It's polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Okay, to take a step, which means the only people to move in the school are the students. That means there is no one besides the students in the school. Otherwise, the mastermind would have not been allowed to take a single step. That's assuming Monokuma is not lying.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So in other words...
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could possibly murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised a scene like that.
In other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
That's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? If Hiro turns out to be the mastermind, I am going to fucking stab somebody. Because he has been the most shallow, the most needless character so far. If it turns out that he is the despair, that is some Saw level ending twist shit right there. Like at the end of Saw 1, I'm not gonna spoil it, but you know, at the end of Saw 1, it's gonna be on that level. That level of the fuck. And if you haven't watched Saw 1, watch it. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So there must have been a high schooler. Yeah, because you're just gonna pick the most depressed student in the country and put them in the government-funded school for the cream of the crop. Oh wait, I forgot. Political correctness. You have to at least put one of them in there for the quota, right? Christ. PC has gone too far. I'm sorry, PC principal, but you've gone too far this time. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, then they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. And do not make a Ninja Kuma pun here.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Did not give me oh fuck, it's nighttime.
This is a school announcement.
Oh god, his voice has changed.
You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
The fuck?
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Does that mean we can go up those stairs that were previously locked? Does that mean we can go into the Monokuma room in the data center? Does that mean we can go in the biolab?
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
That sounds fair to me. And the principal's office. No. This is the laugh. Okay, maybe I'm not evil mastermind level yet, but I do have the spinning chair, and I don't have a cat, but I do have a fluffy dog. How very magnanimous of him. How very magnanimous of him to How very magnanimous. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the doors. Fuck, I even screwed up the sentence. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
That's just an insight of how much editing out I do when I screw up dialogue. Do you really think I can read things that well? I mean, shit. The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway. Really? So why the fudge do you drag me along all your investigations, Mr. Byakuya Dick?
in the name of my family.
At this point, I can only rely on myself, on Togami blood flowing through my veins. If that's any indication of quality, you'll screw up, like the previous 4 trials. You pompous bitch. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master! He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? You suck. Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream or coffee. Well, fuck you, bitch. You're totally useless. Says the only girl that has contributed nothing to the entire game. God, I hope she's not in the sequel. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. I hope you're not in the sequel either. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? Oh no, don't do that, bitch.
Indeed.
You know what? Fuck it. Go do your shit. Fuck you. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me. You know what? I'm going with Hina. Fuck you.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Good. Fuck you.
Just a second.
Wait, how come? No, leave him. You and me. Let's go investigate.
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Yeah, with a 10% accuracy. How about this? Everything you figure out, we'll know is not correct. That's how good your powers are. How does he qualify as the ultimate clairvoyant? He gives every clairvoyant out there a bad name. And he's the ultimate. What is he? Is he the Grand Wizard of Smoking Pot? Is that how he got this? He's the Grand Master Wizard of Smoking Pot. I'm serious, there's a hierarchy of pot smoking. There is literally a pyramid of the different levels only the Grand Master of Smoking Pot can achieve. Is that him? Is he that high all the time that he is 24/7 blasted, that he does not even live in this reality? He lives in an alternate reality on our plane. Jesus. Laughing out loud, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? Yeah, I know. Let's go grab a donut. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same. Screw you, Makoto.
But...
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'cause, I mean...
But up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. Depend on me for once! You're not useless. If you haven't been here, I would have died. The fuck are you talking about? I would have died anyway. Makoto. Now, that's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been useless.
Okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. Or you can maybe provide some much needed sexual relief for these blue balls of mine. Let's get real. She wins by default. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in a surprisingly high spirit as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two. What? Us two?
Indeed.
Oh, she's still here. Well, that's awkward. Are we gonna team up on this or not? You totally owe me on this. So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However...
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back and share what we found. Yeah, that's right!
So then...
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
Correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind won't be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. By grabbing a metal bat and knocking out every single one of those students besides me and seeing if Monokuma is still active. If he is, then it's not one of us. See? Process of elimination works. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. You do realize you're talking to yourself right now, right? That is not the sign of a healthy mind. No, apparently talking to yourself is a sign of a sane mind. Answering back, however, is a sign of insanity. Wait, I do Let's Plays. Oh, fuck. Eh, whatever. Oh my god, I love this music. I like this. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. That is actually quite a difficult thing to do. Stabbed throughout the entire body? Like, shit. It had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. That's Kyoko. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. At least several days old. Why did they specify at least several days old? Why couldn't they just say they were old? Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. That's what I said! Oh, and the second floor dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? Oh yeah, that thing here. After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Nice! Oh, I have a list. Places to check have been added to the true bullet section of you. What does that have to do with anything? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to do the exploration in the next episode, and we're going to try to uncover exactly what has been happening. So make sure to like and make sure to comment what you think is going on. I think we could solve this together. And for you guys that have already played Danganronpa, please don't spoil it. You guys have been awesome up until now. No spoilers. You guys can discuss theories and all that sort of stuff, but leave the conclusion till the end. I'm sure once we get the final twist, we're gonna have a blast discussing it. And when that happens, I'm all for it. We could spend hours discussing, you know, what we think, what we thought was gonna happen, what we experienced. But for now, we're so close. Let's not ruin it now. Alright, till next time. Nijikuma out. Bye! I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. Wait, why is the Monokuma eye in the background? That means the mastermind had the password. I typed in her full name, Kyouko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... Oh shit. It worked! And that's gonna be hilarious. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!